I think that's enough of that. We can jump into the next story. This one involves AEW. Tony Khan went on a recent media press tour
Tirade.
talking about his successes in quarter one of 2024. In a recent interview, he revealed his expectation to launch an archive library featuring past AEW content in the next media rights deal. The move responds to fans' long-standing desire for access to older AEW episodes and pay-per-views. Currently, discussions are underway with Warner Brothers Discovery for potential partnerships. Khan also discussed AEW's financial growth, attributing it to an expanded event schedule, increased pay-per-view revenue, and higher rights fees, with notable successes in quarter one of 2024. Now, I think there's been this conversation for the longest time, like, well, WWE has their library and network. I think TNA has like their own subscription, some kind of form of content library. Why doesn't AEW? And I think that's a fair question. And it sounds like that it'll come into fruition during their next media rights deal. What do you guys, if as AEW fans, what do you want to see from AEW's? Do you think it's going to be an app? Do you think they're going to be tied into like a specific current streaming service, kind of like WWE's with Peacock and then eventually Netflix? What do you foresee them doing?
I mean, I don't know where my client got this, but he said they were thinking about putting like Dynamite and stuff on YouTube, but I don't know if that's just like speculation type stuff.
Like free? Like just streaming free?
Well, I mean, it'd probably be like under like a premium perhaps, but like that's what he was saying. But I mean, that could have been, who knows? Because I haven't read anything recently.
I mean, maybe YouTube Premium. What was that, David?
So it could have been one of those 420 ideas.
Yeah, you know, it'd be great. Like 100%. If they put that shit on YouTube, bro.
You mean like YouTube TV? Oh, you mean cable? Yes, that's what I mean. But what? How do you guys feel about a streaming service or a separate membership? I guess would you guys pay extra money for an AEW membership?
I think it needs to be tied into
splitting that thing 4 ways.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's
membership, and we just share the account.
That's what it would come down to, I think. But I mean,
on the company card.
Yeah, exactly. But if they're talking to Warner Bros. Discovery, I'm guessing they would just like put it on Max. I'm guessing. That would be logical.
Do you think they're going to renew their media rights with Warner Brothers? I don't know if that already happened or not, but I think it's in talks right now.
I think they are.
I'm sure they will.
I mean, yeah. I mean, objectively, even if people like to crap on their ratings and stuff, it is number 3 in the ratings on Wednesdays. So from a TV, media rights perspective, advertising and all that kind of stuff, it's still a valuable property, regardless of, people trying to compare it to WWE, because you can. They are on their own island of relevancy. But I personally would want to see it mixed in with Max, selfishly, because I have Max, so I wouldn't have to change. Or add on to my current subscription, library of stuff that I'm paying for. But I think it's a good idea. I was surprised that, I'm curious to see what their pay-per-view buys are, because that just seems still like an old outdated kind of way of doing it. Like every show you're paying $50. Like from a consumer perspective, if you're paying for Peacock for like $6 or $7 or $8 or whatever it is, you don't only just get wrestling, you also get all these other shows, movies, and all that kind of stuff. So like, why would anyone want to pay $50 for one show that I don't think you can even replay like on demand, right? Once you pay the 50.
Yeah, you can. You own it.
Permanently?
Yeah,
permanently?
I could watch 2021, whatever the hell it was, all out.
Well, I mean, that's good, but
that's
still,
it's
$50. It's still $50,
Sure. I mean, people justify it for UFC, like boxing fights all the time, and that might even be more.
I mean, doesn't UFC have their own streaming service, though? I thought they did.
Maybe
yeah, but
not
they
for like
still have to pay.
yeah, and like it probably for like not like big fights or like their UFC numbered pay-per-view thing or whatever.
Right.
The $60 or $50 price tag, that's like back in the day, wasn't it? Like, wasn't it like $60 to like get a pay-per-view?
It was about
For
50, I
WWE?
think.
It's been 50 for a while. I mean, I would have thought they would have increased it just because
Yeah.
of inflation or something, but
Yeah. I'm talking like the early 2000s, even late 90s. Like, that's what we were paying when we used to order them. $60, I think, is what it was.
maybe they lowered it because they're like, well, how many people are going to pay $60 when, again, like the thing that I just mentioned, like you watch other wrestling shows for cheaper.
True.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's a good idea. I don't know personally if I would make a separate membership. I would tie it in with Max or I don't know, Tubi or Roku TV, something that allows them to get more eyeballs and expose people to, you know, older content, even if it is 5 years old. You still have a lot of shows that you went through, pay-per-views. You have all these shorts that you have on YouTube. You can put that in the library, like AEW and all those kinds of shorts, like with John Morrison or whatever his name is right now.
John Morrison.
Johnny TV.
What's that?
Johnny TV.
Is his name Johnny TV?
You're talking about RJ City?
No, John Morrison is in AEW, right?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Johnny
he has like this short on YouTube with his lover.
Oh yeah.
So I'm saying like all these specials and stuff that they have on YouTube, you could use as content for this new streaming service, or part of a library attached to an existing streaming service.
CCTV footage.
Yes, exactly. every All In, they just have like a live feed of backstage fights and brawls.
That's
I mean, that's a selling point
shit
right there. Yeah. It's like the freaking Truman Show. If you guys watch that with Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it'd just be, or I mean, I guess it's just like reality TV or Big Brother, just a constant camera on them wherever they are. But I don't know. I think it's a good idea, and I think it's honestly expected eventually. But I'm curious to see how much they're gonna pay for AEW in their new renewal deal. It sounds like they're gonna pay more than what they did previously, which is only good, you know, for Tony Khan and the amount of money that he spent for all these new wrestlers. I mean, I feel like he's got to be in the red there, but if he's spending his own money, more power to him. It's a passion project, clearly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, I mean, I think it's a good idea, and we will move on now to our Backlash 2024 predictions. Now, as of this recording, we only have 3 confirmed matches. There are some potential matches that seem like they're written on the wall, so we'll talk about those potential matches and see where that goes. Currently, we have Damian Priest versus Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship. We got Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles, who beat LA Knight on last week's SmackDown for the Undisputed the WWE Championship, because I think they just eliminated Undisputed Universal. And also the Street Profits versus 8-Town Down Under for their WWE Tag Team Championships. I think that's what they called it. You know what? Let a quick aside, because we had on Raw the debut of new tag team titles, and on SmackDown we also got new tag team championships. Which one do you guys like better, and what do you guys think of them in general?
I like SmackDowns.
Is it because it looks like the older ones? Or
No,
you just
it looks like a plate.
Yeah, but you remember the Attitude Era WWF Championship? That looked like a plate. That was still pretty cool.
Yeah, but it was a cool looking plate. It wasn't just a plate with like a W on it.
I kind of like it kind of has like this, like it's like golden lions-ish, and there's like this white ish background behind the gold.
Yeah, it looks cool.
I think it looks cool, but I do say I do like the SmackDown ones better.
Yeah, classic. You know, if you're going for wrestling fans, that nostalgia hit doesn't hit like nothing else.
Yeah.
It's nothing stronger.
When I was actually at the show, I saw the belts. Steve-O was the one that showed it to me. And I was like, yeah, I like the look. I actually like both, but I think I actually prefer the Raw ones.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, hot take.
Hot take. I mean, if you're looking at X and Instagram, that is a hot take. But I mean, yeah, I think they're good titles. I don't get why people are shitting on them. But you know what? There's always going to be people shitting on something. If there will be contrarians, and any comment section is not a accurate verifier data point for, opinions. So sometimes I feel like people take the comment section a little too seriously. Like I've seen wrestlers, specifically FTR recently, like they're just like if someone like said shit, I would just ignore it, but they're like putting it in their stories, responding to these guys. Like it just seems like a waste of energy for me. But I don't know. I would just leave that shit alone, man.
Local man yells at cloud.
Honestly, but like that's the other thing. Like you guys are, I don't know. Like I understand. Like you make millions of dollars and all that kind of stuff, and you're a public figure. But if I was in their position, I think I would actively just turn off comments. Like I'll upload content and stuff, but I just wouldn't pay attention to the comments because you will always get negativity and people saying shit. Like that's how I just look at it. I'm like, oh, water's wet. Someone called me an asshole or whatever it is, But sometimes people can't help themselves. But I guess that's a side rant. But I do like the SmackDown.